And we are live, Mr. Gracey. What's going on? What is this? Show 87 something, 80 something.
87, I believe. I thought it was 86 last time I asked.
Maybe.
What's up?
What up? Cool show today. Sloe Jack coming on.
Yeah.
For
Mr.
those that
Sloe
don't know-
Jack, Australian bloke who I found him doing some anti-woke, anti-left rants, which I was like, I like this guy already.
Oh
And,
my God.
So I contacted him on Instagram. I was like, yo, what's up, man? I got a podcast. And, told him drummer from Live, whatever. I assume he knows who Live is, but Australia.
Yeah. Big. You guys are huge. Well, huge over there.
But anyway, so I was like, yeah, come on the show, man. Let's talk about it. So this will be one of the few guests where we get to rant about the fun left who keep doubling down on stupid. But
so you fucked me all up, dude. I didn't realize that's who it was. I got when I looked up Sloe Jack, I got something completely different. I got some porn star out of Japan, and I thought that's who was coming on today.
Find that guy then.
Holy testicle Friday. Bobby, welcome back. I'm gonna
look up Slow, SLOW, Jack.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Slow Jack off is who I looked up by mistake.
Right.
Yeah, it's that time of the day on a Friday. You feel me?
Hey, all good.
Chad going out tonight with a lucky dude. What's his name?
We'll see.
Yeah.
A little lady date tonight. We'll see what happens. Who knows?
Yo, talk to me about this, dude. What is our man, the myth, the legend president doing over here with the tariffs and saying that like electronic cell phones are in and then out and then back in again? Is he fucking with us? I know he's got a plan, but what do you think he's doing?
I think he's doing what he always does. He keeps people on their toes. He doesn't ever let them know exactly what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
And, all the left just calls him an idiot for it. And they're like, no, he's not an idiot. He is not an idiot. He knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. I like how the left is trying to say that he rigged the market.
Really?
Because when he did all the tariffs, the market took a shit.
Right. And then
then he put the pause on and the market shot back up. And it's like, no, he didn't fucking rig the market. He's doing what he does. He put the tariffs on. He's like, listen, this is what's happening. America is not being ripped off anymore.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, all the jobs got shipped out of America in the 90s and 2000s. Our goods into all these countries have been tariffed out the ass for decades.
Yeah.
And we put very little tariffs on all the stuff coming into America. And we did that at the end of World War II to help their economies, especially in Europe and Japan, right?
Right.
But now those economies just expect it from us. And we're like, no, we're not doing it anymore. We're not doing it anymore. And China is its own thing. Like they joined the WTO. When was that? Early 2000s. And I
don't even know what the WTO is.
Well,
the World Trade Organization.
Yeah. But they have never abided by the laws of the WTO. They just do whatever they want, and no one has ever gone after them.
Well, let me tell you something. So I got specific actual ways that they fuck the U.S. government because I actually did business with them.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. When I did business with Gorilla Vapes. So when you have shit manufactured over there and you have it shipped over, they ask you how much you want to say it's worth. So you pay so say we got $100,000 worth of shit manufactured. They would say, how much do you want to clear that it's worth? And we would be like, $20,000. So we would only pay whatever the fucking import was on $20,000. So
interesting.
Yeah. Oh, they're getting around shit left and right. So I mean, they've been fucking us even more than we probably know.
Well, I mean, the amount of IP that they have ripped off from American companies is just astounding over the decades. Yeah. And then Mr. Wonderful's been talking about this on all the news shows. Like,
who's Mr. Wonderful?
He's on Shark Tank. What the hell is his name?
Oh, Cuban. Fuck him.
No, not Cuban. The other guy, bald head guy.
Oh, douchebag.
He's Canadian. What the hell is it? Mr. Wonderful. And Bobby, look up Mr. Wonderful.
I know what you're talking about now, though.
Yeah, but so he's been going on all those shows and talking about how, one, they rip off all the IP. Two, if a product is made in China and it hits $5 million in sales in America, they immediately rip it off. The Chinese. They just make it. They use the same molds or whatever they're using in that
Yeah.
factory. They make their own. They put the same branding on it, and they sell it on Alibaba for 30% left.
Yep.
And that just fucks the company. And also, there's no repercussions because the Chinese can come and sue in our courts, sue companies and stuff.
Right.
We cannot sue. Nobody in America can go sue anybody in China.
Yeah.
They don't allow them into their courts.
And even if they did, you think the fucking Chinese judges are fucking
But the very fact that you can't even, you have no recourse to even go into their legal system and try to sue them, you can't do it. They won't even let you. It's like, so that's not fair. That's not fair at all. That's bullshit.
That's stuff that we witnessed firsthand too with the company. Like we would be designing like newer vapes with the company, and just as we would put it out under our name with our company logo on it, it would be at another company being sold the exact same thing with their logo coming from the exact same factory that we were getting them manufactured from.
So you've dealt with it personally. There you
go.
Yeah. So Kevin O'Leary, that's his name. Yeah. So Kevin O'Leary was telling the truth.
Yeah. I know
he experienced it personally.
When you said Mr. Wonderful, I didn't know that you were going with, because I know that's his nickname or whatever, but I thought you were just using it as like, oh, Mr. Wonderful, like,
oh no,
anybody.
That was the only name I could remember at the time.
Wonderful.
So anyway, it's all interesting. And then, hey, Bobby, pull up one of these videos I sent you.
Pull it up, Bobby.
Pull up the one about the Abrego Garcia, the poster child of the Democrat Party right now. They got to get him back from El Salvador.
Get your pecker out of your pants.
Hilarious. What was that?
Bobby sleeping on the job here?
Bobby, you got it? Bobby.
Here we go.
So, I mean, the Dems have picked their new poster child. Here we go. Go ahead.
But we're just finding out he's not really a Maryland dad. Homeland Security says he's a verified member of MS-13, and he's been accused of beating his wife twice. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen was up at the crack of dawn to rescue this guy from a Central American prison.
I'm here at the airport. I'm about to board my flight for San Salvador. The goal of this mission is to let the Trump administration, to let the government of El Salvador know that we are going to keep fighting to bring Abrego Garcia home until he returns to his family.
He is home.
I just landed at the airport in San Salvador a little while ago. I'm now en route into the city. Looking forward to meeting with the team from the American Embassy. The goal of my visit is to talk to people here about the release.
It'd be so funny if somebody just broke in right now and fucking blindfolded him and started beating him.
Have the chance to meet with him.
Once Van Hollen caravaned down to the mega prison, he made an announcement. He's not leaving until he frees MS-13.
Why is El Salvador continuing to hold him in CCOT? Why not release Abrego Garcia today? I'm not asking him to smuggle Mr. Abrego Garcia into the United States. I'm simply asking him to open the door of CCOT and let this innocent man walk out.
The distinguished senator from Maryland flew 3,000 miles on a rescue mission to free an illegal alien gang.
So I think I asked this question on the last show. It's like, why do they do this? Why do they pick these people that are not great people? And they go to bat for him, and they put him on these pedestals like, oh, he's just a Maryland dad. No, he is a bona fide, proven MS-13 gang member. Beat his wife.
Well, I think in the beginning, though, Chad, they didn't know that.
What's that?
I think in the beginning, the left, nobody knew that was technically the case, and the left jumped on this guy saying he was shouldn't have been deported, and then people were found out he was MS-13, and they didn't even course correct or do anything.
The Department knew it. That's why they deported him.
Oh, I thought it was a mistake in the beginning, and then they found out.
Not this guy was never a mistake.
Oh, wow.
No. Not a mistake. The Justice Department knew he was an MS-13 member. He'd been through 2 judges. He's already had a deportation order, and he's beat his wife. And they find out about him, and all of a sudden he's just a Maryland dad. Bullshit. And why does and it's also like this fake outrage that the left has. Like, this is their new poster child. We have to all get behind him. We have to all save him. He's a piece of crap. He's gone. And now they're trying to bring him back to do due process, which then he would just be deported back to El Salvador anyway. So what are you doing other than just being we got to stop Trump. Oh, we got to stop Trump. Like, it's just ridiculous. They pick the most stupid things that you've ever seen, and they double, triple, quadruple down on them to the point where they just look dumb in the end.
Yeah, when are they going to learn?
Every time, and they dupe the mainstream media follows every piece of it. I mean, the amount of questions that you've seen being asked of the administration about this guy is just ridiculous. And at one point, Carolyn Levitt is just like, listen, he is an MS-13 gang member. He's been deported. Why do you care?
He's an MS-13 gay member in my fucking book.
Yeah. I mean, it's just wild, man.
It really is.
You got this fucking Yahoo, the senator from Maryland flies down there. He thinks he's. And this is the other thing that you're seeing, though, is that the Democrats have no more power. Like, so they're just going down there waffling like, oh, I'm going to get this guy out. Yeah, look how tough I am. No, you're not going to do anything. Sorry. It's like that, and then the judge that is involved in this is like, he's trying to make a sovereign nation send back one of their citizens to our country. Like, what?
Right.
What power? What power does this judge have where he thinks he can order a sovereign nation to send back a citizen that is theirs back to our country?
And why just that one? Like,
exactly. Well, that's because that's the left picked to be their poster child, as always.
But see, I thought in the beginning that it would, like, they didn't know this dude was, and everybody thought like he was deported, like, you know, stupidly, and then they found that afterwards. So this was just something they completely fucking fabricated and took on. Like, they're retarded. They're living in a world where they're like, think we're still on newspapers and not like the internet where news travels at the fucking speed of light, you know, if not quicker.
That's the Democrat Party for you. It's just
what
like
is wrong
down
with
on
them,
stupid.
Man?
They double, triple, quadruple down on the stupid, and then they look dumb. And I don't know why people keep believing them. It's just beyond me why people keep believing that the mainstream media and the Dem elites. It's just like, it's wild to watch, man.
Well, the Dems lost me. I'm a registered Republican.
Hey!
Yeah,
Boom.
baby.
There you go. More red in New Jersey. Sweet.
Cheers to that. Yeah. I mean, and I'm not joking. You know, in 2020, I didn't know for certain, but in 2024, I don't really know anybody in New Jersey who didn't vote fucking Trump, you know? And even Closeted voted for Trump and he still lost, but strange.
Well, you got the big cities now. They're all concentrated in there and they all vote blue for whatever reason. Hey, Bobby, pull up the other video. I forget what this one is, but I know it's good.
Get your pecker out of your pants, Bobby, again.
Bobby, put your dick away and pull up the video, please.
Might as well bring in our guest, Mr. Sloe Jack, for this one because I feel like
Sloe Jack watch it with us.
Yeah. Here we go. What up there, Mr.
What's going on,
Jack?
boys? Thanks for having me.
Howdy.
How you going, guys? Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sound great.
Wait, I couldn't find a microphone, so, you know, I'm a musician, but I couldn't find a microphone. So
how funny. Cheerio, mate. Hold on one second. We're going to put on this scene and we'll get right to you.
Sweet.
Sloe Jack on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
These people seriously.
I don't know how you sleep at night. I would not do your job. I do not like it. So people can literally call your company and get a bunch of paid actors, if you will, to stand up there, hold signs, and scream on the street corner, because that's what your company does.
It's number one, it's not actors. We're providing activists who are truly engaged with the cause. Right?
But are they? I just showed you a video of a guy going, I don't even know why I'm here. They got signs and they got sheets and they said, go say this and talk to cameras and hold signs.
It's challenging for them to get sufficient turnout to a lot of these events. Compensating people, just like Dan, you're compensated for hosting your program. These are your real views on this program, but you're compensated.
I am, but I don't pay my viewers to watch me. So I love the fact that I can go on the street corner and say whatever the hell I want, a grievance against my government, or call my neighbor or whatever I want, because that's America.
Seriously,
but I don't like to stage it all and hire people and set it up. It should be organic. The American people should want to come out, get on their soapbox, my show, I'm talking. They should come out and want to gather together and say, here's the cause I'm sticking up for. But you see, guys like you and the bureaucrats and the folks in D.C. love stirring up the pot between us Americans. And so you pay people to do this, and you make a scene look bigger than it really is. You make an issue bigger than it truly is. And so I don't like your business.
I'm going to
end it there.
They don't even know why they're there. They're just getting paid.
So it's wild. That guy owns a company that that provides paid protesters for all these events.
That's it, guys. We live in the age of fabricated fucking dumb cunt protests, mate.
100%. Exactly.
Where it's like, oh, we can't, we actually have no real supporters, so let's pay a bunch of fucking, mufti cunts to come down with some fake signs, and we'll make the signs beforehand out of cartridge
Oh my
paper,
God!
and we'll hand them out when you get off the bus, mate.
Yep, hand them out and they come bust them in. Yeah, well, that was happening at all the Kamala rallies. It's now happening at the AOC and Bernie rallies. It's just like, give me a break, man.
Yeah, well, that stuff. I heard that stuff going on in Australia too. It's a great thing. That's a great thing for the future. You can't even trust, public congregation. You can't even trust people to come together and be honest. You know what I'm saying?
This is exactly how the left operates. They convolute everything. They obfuscate. They make people believe a certain thing when it's not true. That's what they do.
Yeah, they're gonna have a hard time. They're gonna have a hard time winning anything in the next 10 years or so.
You would hope. You would hope.
So. You never know, mate. Exactly right. With California and New York existing, like you guys said, I heard you guys talking. A bunch of people, all concentrated morons.
Right. Yo, Slow Jack, tell me what mufti cunt is. I love that little fucking saying, dude.
Mufti just means you're a bit mufti, like you're a bit fucked in the head. But I'm Aussie, so we just say dumb shit,
Dude.
Yes. I have an Aussie friend, and she teaches me all the lingo. She taught me bogan and a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, I'm a bogan. That's for anyone who's watching this right now, bogan's just like Aussie redneck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Fuck yeah. Happy to have you.
Thank you for coming on. I was telling John, I saw one of your rants just on Instagram. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I love it. And then I contacted you and said, hey, come on podcast. Love to have you.
Yeah, man.
And I figured out you're a musician too, so that's cool.
Well, bro, I'm a big fan. Bro, Mental Jewelry is one of my favorite albums ever. So
thank you.
Rock on. Yeah, so I'm done with politics. Are they like similar in Australia as to America? Like, left, right?
It's all just Western bureaucracy inspired politics, right? Where it's just a bunch of basically our countries are bought and sold by these fucking corporations who think they can meddle with our politics from the inside out. Mm-hmm. And so Australia's no different. There's no real. Australia's a little bit harder to decipher who the logical reason lies, because both parties are fucking morons. Mm. But America's a pretty obvious situation in this day and age. It's pretty interesting that you get a bunch of most people who are conservatives these days will just be modern day you liberal in the 90s. So I think it's funny that that the liberals and the left wing party have somehow ostracized the majority of their political base to where now it's just sane versus insane. It's a pretty obvious situation,
But how do you do that though? Like, how do you literally get a whole ideology of a party to change? Like, they thought one way that I was completely on board with in like the early 90s and all that shit, and like even before, and then completely changed to what they morphed into today. It's fucking insane.
They did it incrementally, and if you know about Saul Alinsky and Rules for Radicals, that is the fucking playbook. Go look that up, Bobby.
Yeah, man.
Look up Saul Alinsky and Rules for Radicals.
Yeah, I think another thing that I've noticed is like I heard you guys talking about earlier, like the speed of the internet today, how things travel by speed of light. Like that bloke who got sent back to where he came from or whatever, the guy's MS-13 or whatever. Back in the day, you could just put a fucking headline on a newspaper and people would believe whatever you said. But nowadays they can't really like obfuscate and work that way. So, the truth's in the eye of the beholder, and we can see it for ourselves these days. We got eyewitness testimony, and personal opinion almost travels further than mainstream legacy media. So you see these companies thinking that they can still have a stranglehold on the emotions and the hearts of the people by using these emotive things. That's why they say the left is the party of emotion, because that's all they fucking got, mate. They got tears, and it's crazy, man, because I would have never considered myself a right-wing kind of guy. I've always just kind of gone, I'm a Christian, but I'm just kind of like live and let live, do what you please, right? But in this day and age, apparently you're a Nazi if you believe that. And if you're, you're apparently you're Third Reich reborn, mate, Fourth Reich, because you think that a dude has a dick and a woman has a vagina. So I'm just like, well, there you go, mate. Let's, I guess we're all Nazis together then, if that's the case.
That's all part of the playbook, as well as making normal things, not normal.
God forbid there's a real Nazi, you know what I'm saying? God forbid a real Nazi walks into a Walmart, you know what I'm saying? God forbid that. People won't know what to do. They'll be like, what's this? Yeah.
Isn't it the story of like the cried wolf? You know what I'm saying? You can't keep fucking saying this is a wolf, and then when a real wolf comes, you complain and fucking get eaten.
Mate, it's like a diabetic with jelly beans, mate. They have to eat a jelly bean every fucking day, and by the time they've had their 10,000th jelly bean, they're fucking sick of it. And I guess that's what we're like right now, mate. We've just gone completely dumb and numb to all these stupid terms, to where we just throw them around like they're tennis balls, mate. And I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
100% fascist, Nazi, all that shit. It's like
bro, you've seen my videos.
Gay.
The amount of stuff that I get called in the comment section, it makes you laugh, mate.
I mean, I kind of said gay jokingly, but they throw around the fucking term woman loosely nowadays. So it's like,
well, I don't know, bro. I
Nazi?
think bring back all those words. I call people retarded. I call people gay.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Retarded
has had a big reinsurgence.
You call them gay retards. That's what I call them.
Fuck yeah. I call them, listen, this is real controversial. I go faggot retard. Don't fucking go there, dude. Yeah. Hey now.
Well, it's like,
special place for people like you, mate.
I know.
South Park did a whole
blow
episode.
guys, you could do that. Sorry.
South Park did a whole episode on fag. They like call Harley riders fags. He's like, they're not gay. They're just fags. It's like, okay.
Man,
Sloe
they're not
Jack.
gay. It's different. Yeah.
Sloe Jack, are you wise beyond your years, or like, because you seem incredibly young? So,
I'm 23. I'm just tapped in, mate. Like most of my generation, sick of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like people my age. I've done just for a little backstory on me, bro. I grew up in a small town, Australia, white trash. I'm signed to Interscope Records, music business. So I just spent a little bit of time in Los Angeles. So I saw it firsthand. The mainstream music business. I'm grateful for all the opportunities to get up there, but having to live in like Culver City in Los Angeles made me want to rip my fucking brain in half, mate. Get in there and fucking really get my fingers in there and do some fucking damage on my own brain. So you kind of just like, it's exposure, mate. So it's like I grew up, having to, look at the world through a pretty empirical lens, looking at the world through, all right, these are the fundamentals, man. I need food, I need this and that. So I've never really had time for the fluff, right? And so you go to these cities where all people care about is this cultural decadence, and all they care about is these sensationalist fucking ideas. To where it's like, mate, they don't even understand. They've never seen death, so they don't care about life. It's like they don't respect religion because they don't understand what religion means. They don't understand the family because they're all fucking virgins, and they're all cat ladies. So to me, I'm just like, well, it's just common sense, isn't it? So people like us, we just see the world for what it is. And unfortunately, that's hard to find these days, especially in the youth,
Oh, damn, because I was just going to say to Chad, I'm like, sweet, dude, there's faith in humanity. The younger people are have good thoughts, and now you just said it's not like you're kind of alone in your thoughts.
There's a few of us. There's a lot of us, but it's like there's like a social pressure that comes with it, man. Like it's mostly in the young men. Young men, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look at the statistics, young men are going back to God. They're going to the gym. They're going back to the old school way of living. They're looking to get wives. They're not looking to fuck around like morons. So it's a real deal, man. But yeah, unfortunately, with all the social pressure and the mainstream legacy media pressure, it's hard to break free when you're just a child with opinions that common sense in a world that's not common sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was going to say Trump got a lot of the youth vote.
That's what I'm saying. It's like in the next 10 years, imagine when these kids can vote.
Well, the new rebellion is to rebel against the left. Like that's,
yeah, and
it's funny because the left thinks they're the resistance, but like, when you can't be the resistance when the bureaucracy of the government, all the MSM, all the mainstream media, and all your friends and all your little family, you're not the resistance when you have all those people together.
Yeah, when you got bands like Green Day at Coachella going,
oh my God,
fuck Trump. It's like, bro, you're the biggest band in the fucking world. Shut the fuck up. You haven't been a part of the actual human to human, peer to peer culture in like 20 odd years. You don't even know what it's like to go to Walmart. You don't even know what the price of milk is, mate. So shut the fuck up. You know
he's
what I'm saying?
so far disconnected, and he's acting like he's one of the people screaming.
Well, again, he's supposed to be punk rock, and you're like, you're not. You're totally mainstream.
Come on.
Yeah.
Vote for my party, guys. Fight the power. It's like Rage Against the Machine, mate. It's like, dude, you guys used to be anti-government, full stop. Now you're pro one side of the government. It's like, bro, fucking sellouts, dog. And that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Like when you get in the music, you get successful and you get a bunch of money, you kind of forget the grounding that you need to maintain, right? And some people do maintain it, like yourself, So
well, the machine you were raging against, you fucking start to sell out to once you start getting
you're one of the cogs in it, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
100%.
And thank God,
100%.
like you said, for people like Chad who stay true to their fucking demeanor and beliefs and don't sell out, because there's a lot of it going on. There's a lot of fakeness going on in the world.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm keen to hear from you, Chad, what it was like going through it in your time, because that 90s to 2000s to now was a crazy time to be based, mate. Like, I'm guessing you went through a bit of turmoil.
Well, I mean, listen, we didn't talk about politics much in the 90s, and we didn't affiliate either way with either side. We stayed pretty benign as a band because we didn't want to come down on both sides. Now, I mean, I'll be honest. I voted for Obama twice because I thought he was going to be the, change, which we later found out that was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
So I was a little more liberal leaning. I still had, conservative values, but a little more liberal leaning in my thinking at that time.
It meant something different though back then.
Well, for sure.
Liberal didn't mean liberal now. It was kind of like you can still have like normal opinions and also be liberal.
Right. Liberal wanted, liberals wanted freedom of speech and human rights and good things, but
stop wars.
No wars, exactly. And they've become the exact opposite. That's why
let's make more wars.
Bill Maher is like, I haven't changed. The whole party went to the left of me.
Thank God somebody on his side said it though, because it's like, people were acting like that wasn't the case. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was making me think I was a little crazy. I'm like, am I just nuts and bipolar and I didn't, the party didn't change and I changed? It's
that's the thing. It's just like these people have been abandoned, and half of these guys have been. That's what I think Trump's. I'm not a big this is my favorite fucking politician, but
sure.
The thing Trump did masterfully in his last, election cycle, this last one that he won, fucking landslide that shit like a fucking boss, mate. Just took it, and he fucking demolished it. I've never seen that since Obama, right?
Thank God.
Absolute abolishing of the other side. Anyways, what I was going to say, the thing he did was insane because he did a great job, because basically in his first term, he was very he put his pickets in the ground. He said, "This is what I stand for," and people weren't used to hearing a fucking real man in politics, and
right.
And then they were like,
"People got away with grab him by the pussy."
Yeah, bro. Well, that's what I'm saying. They came out with the first controversies, and he was pretty bitter pill to swallow. And so those people who got abandoned by the left, who were left stranded, they're like, "Who do I vote for? I guess I'll vote for my associated party, my tradition that I've been used to." But nowadays, they've had the proofs in the pudding. And so this next election cycle's come around. They've gotten used to Trump as a character and things like that. And he's not as crazy now in terms of people won't go, "Oh, he said this." It's like, oh, that's just what Trump does. And he doesn't actually do any crazy shit. He's actually pretty damn calculated. And
they must have felt like the sleight of hand of them pushing Biden in their face, saying that he was fit to run for office, and then at the last second pulling him out and just replacing him with somebody, and they didn't even get a say in who the replacement was. As a person of that party, I would be like, what the fuck? If anything that you've done is wrong, that's disgusting.
That's the thing, from Australia, bro, we're looking across the pond. I'm in Nashville now. I love it here, but I was in Australia at the time, but mate, fucking hell, we were watching it, and just people just taking someone out and pulling someone in last minute. That's just not right.
Great.
It's not a policy thing. It's not a he said this with a mic up, and you got when you said grab him by the pussy or whatever. It's straight up. You're getting your guy, and you're going, guys, check this lady out. She's cool, even though she's got she's the most obnoxious, annoying character you could ever meet. No wonder there was a huge exodus. And Trump was able to. It was poor on their part. It was like when you watch fucking one team in the NBA play their worst game ever, and the other team played their best game ever. You know what I'm saying? It's just absolute fucking demolishing, mate. And what Trump did is he activated 75% of America. Somehow activated the entire fucking country almost against this fucking bureaucracy. And it was a masterclass, mate. And people on the left can hate it. But you can't hate the game, mate.
It, baby.
What I find astounding is that there was very little, if any, pushback that I saw against her becoming the vice president.
They bent over and took it.
Presidential nominee. No one. I didn't see anyone on the left go, "Wait a minute, we didn't have a primary. How are we just selecting our candidate like this?" No one pushed back.
sheep.
Yeah, well, it's like they believe in the greater good, mate. They believe in they can break the rules as long as it gets to the good conclusion.
Of course.
That's the same thing, Hitler said, right? Let's kill all these people, but at the end we'll have economic security.
Well,
Good point.
They made a whole campaign out of dehumanizing Trump to the point where they could do anything to him. And
be on the right side of history, mate. Let's kill and let's do these things. And you see it, mate. They're the only party that I've seen more swastikas in the past, few weeks than I have in my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I walked down, I was in Nashville driving around, all those LA cats who moved down here. Oh, let's move to the south, but let's not fucking assimilate. Let's bring our bullshit with us. The thing that sunk California that makes it little Iraq, mate. Let's go to Nashville. Oh, let's do our little picket. I saw about 100 swastikas, and it was just old ladies. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm like, this is a South Park episode, mate. In real life.
Yeah. It's insane. Well, they're the party of Free Palestine and being anti-Semitic to Jews' faces on these campuses is completely accepted by the left. They don't care.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to watch, man. It's like watching a toddler not get what he wants and just fucking flipping out at the family function at the fucking at the lunch. You know what I'm saying? Fucking kicking shit over.
Who's that?
A toddler.
Oh yeah.
Not getting what you want.
100%, man.
That's the left. Like, we didn't get what we want.
And then now they're getting violent, and it's just like watching them. And it's like watching you kind of because I'm embarrassed for them. It's almost like you feel a little sense of pity because it's like looking at like a retard, trying to eat. You're like looking at him and you're kind of like
falling out.
Yeah, food's coming out, and you're kind of like, oh, you poor little retard. Like I wish I could help you, but you're so far gone.
He shit his pants.
Gonna watch you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Many retarded viewers right now. Not that you can understand what's going on.
They got a retarded host in me, so they're okay. We could do that.
I heard there's
here,
a Bobby. Bobby's on right now or some shit. He's doing some stuff. So apparently
that's our gay producer that allows us to call people fags and retards. He's actually a gay retard.
Bobby slinks around in the background.
Yeah. So what is it like over there, Australia? If I'm certain that you guys don't have guns as citizens, am I correct?
We have guns. We just have really tight restrictions. It's like so we did a buyback because there was one shooting like in I think the 80s or something like that. There was a big shooting.
Okay.
It's called the Port Arthur massacre, I'm pretty sure. And the Australian government's basically like, all right, we'll pay you guys for every gun you bring in. So it incentivizes Australians to hand over their firearms. And basically the only allowances we have for firearms, hunting rifles, 22s, rabbit guns, shit like that. So, but the only problem with that is so you can hunt, it's only for necessary hunting rights if you live in a hunting area or whatever, and you have to hunt pheasants or, rabbits and things. But the problem is, right, you have to get checked very, very often. The gunman comes, he checks where your guns are, checks exactly where they are, make sure they're in these very specific locations. And people go, oh, it's for safety. It's for safety. But if you're pro-gun like myself, it's when the government wants to come fucking get you. They want to know how many guns you got and where they are. It's like, that's exactly why, in Australia, we have terrible knife crimes. We have home invasion rates that are always successful because you can't defend yourself. What are you going to do if 4 fucking dudes come in with knives and try to take your shit and wrestle up your wife? What are you going to do? Oh, I've got a fucking broomstick, a cricket bat. So, mate, no, in America, they got this thing called a fucking gun and they'll blow you back to Nirvana, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you know what the problem is that I think in America, people always blame these guns, mate. But there's just as many fucking morons in Australia stabbing up kids.
Right.
So it's like, it's a mental health crisis. Back in the day, people could pull up to school in America in their truck with the gun rack.
Right.
And then go hunting after school. They had no shootings in the fucking 70s. They had more guns, arguably. So it's they had a bigger gun culture. So what's the problem? Oh, nah, it's just the fucking crazy ass kids.
Wait, so I got a question here.
They're all pharmaceutical friggin' antidepressants and all kinds of crazy shit.
Mate. Exactly right. Crazy kids, mate. I'm fucking orange bowls of pills, mate.
Well, give me some of the orange pills. Wait, so let me ask you this, though. So they paid the citizens to give back the guns and then made it a law that you can only have certain ones. So it was like,
so it's like, it's kind of like what you guys are trying to do. It's not you guys, but you're part of your government, part of your populace,
the
doing
gay part,
call it a buyback. So you hand them into like guessing there's some kind of government facility where you'll hand them in and hand over all your ammunition. They'll pay you for them. I think it's like a certain amount over what you got them for. So it's like incentivizing you sell them. and just so it kind of disarms the whole populace in a vain attempt to stop crime. When you know Australia's violent as fuck, you know, you go into Melbourne or Sydney, it's rife with crime, mate. But there's no self-defense. You know, if you gave New Yorkers had guns, which they don't, they never have guns for some reason. If New Yorkers have guns, there would be no muggings.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But Slow Jack,
No
here,
muggings.
I have this question for you too, because this is like kind of the debate in America. Do any criminals in Australia have guns? Like, is there ever?
Yeah, what?
Okay,
Yeah, all of them do. All of them. The bikie gangs, they all got AK-47s. They got AR-15s.
Yeah.
They got military auto guns that we've never even used before as Australians. We have a culture of unarmed citizens that don't even know gun safety, don't know gun. We're not gun literate, mate. We don't know how to hold a rifle. We don't know how to shoot and defend ourselves. All we know is run and scream and ask the cops to come help us. Only the cops have the guns and the criminals, mate.
Yeah,
so what happened to the citizens?
Right.
And
what
that's
happened to the real citizens? That's the problem, you know.
That's
you got
our
the state.
argument here, dude. You take it away from the citizens who have them properly, and then they're only in the hands of criminals.
Well, that's
Yeah. I bet all the MS-13 people hand over their guns too, right? You know, it's like it's bullshit. You know, it's like
I was gonna say,
you know, what about the fucking family down the road who lives in a shit neighborhood and they're good people, you know, working in the fucking factories or in the mines, like they need guns.
That's what happens in all the gun-free cities. New York.
Yeah, it's like it's easy. Yeah, it's easy.
All
for
the criminals
people in
have
the
guns, the
cul-de-sac.
citizens don't, and the police are, you know, it's hard for them to keep up.
Yeah, well, it's easy
They
for
all end
people
up
in the
shooting each other.
cul-de-sac. Yeah, these people go to private schools sitting in the cul-de-sac to not need guns because they don't need to because they got nice neighbours. But the whole reason they got those neighbourhoods is because people with guns made sure the government keeps in check.
Don't talk about my co-host in his neighborhood like that. How dare you?
Yeah, it goes, boys. You know, you work to get in the cul-de-sac, but you got to remember where you came from.
Absolutely.
Well said, man. Well said.
Yep.
So who's the most like popular artist in Australia? Like, I'm not up on their pop culture. Is there like some cool band out of there or some shit that I know? Mel Gibson, of course.
Are you saying like big as in like big from Australia or big in Australia?
Well, big in Australia or somebody that as an American I should know, but since I'm not like,
we got Flume, who's the biggest electronic producer in the world. You got Tame Impala, who's one of the biggest rock artists. You got, you know, all kinds of artists. We're really big in garage rock. We're basically 30 years behind, so we basically do a bunch of 90s rock and roll. That's why I'm a big fan of Live still to this day, because that's what I grew up on, you know. We got Silverchair, we got all kinds of great bands. Midnight Oil, you know, we got great music, you know, in the music business. Australians are known for being the best musicians in the world, mate. So it's the only thing we got for us. Silverchair, mate.
Rock on.
Silverchair, In Excess, Dire Straits. I mean,
Dire Straits. We got great music, of course. Mate. Yep, and that's why I made it over here, man, because I got signed to a major when I was like 20 or something like that. So been make rock music myself. So
all right, well, hold on. Now let's get into the vagina aspect here, Slow Jack. Signed to a record label at 20. Talk to me. Now, what Chad missed out on because he was stupid getting married and then had a little bit of time in between. You tell me that you're exploring and loving the being signed young stuff.
The Southern ladies.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I've had a girlfriend for 3 years, mate. I'm a loyal gentleman, mate. But I've been on tour. Let me tell you, temptations. But I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God, so I don't fuck around with that BS.
All right.
Yeah,
Go
man.
Slow Jack.
Well, bro, in this day and age, man, it's like, you know, you get all these distractions, and I feel like it takes a whole lot of skill to be able to navigate it right. You can obviously have your fun or whatever, you know. I drink and do drugs as we all do, but I was going to say, you know, it's like when it comes to, you know, being a rock star, mate, it's really easy to get lost in the sauce.
Sure.
And really easy to get lost in the sauce. And, you know, all my favorite bands, all the front men have died. So I don't really want to be that. So I'm kind of just like, you know, in this day and age, you got to be a businessman. You got to make your own content. You got to do everything yourself. You can't, you know, no label can help you. You know, they can put a bunch of money on your table, but you got to do something with it. So if you're too busy getting fucked up and going hanging out with birds and stuff, then you're gonna lose, dude. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
A lot of the best front men have died or either become assholes.
Yeah, or assholes. Yeah. Facts. Hey.
So I just want to lay this out for you though, Slow Jack. So 20, you started dating. You're 23. You're gonna live to like 100. We're gonna be good with one vagina from 20 to 100. That's 80 years, Slow Jack.
John's thing.
I think I will be, mate, because I look at the eternal soul, and you know I don't believe in you know, life's life's distractions and these petty temporary pleasures, mate. So,
you are so evolved. I love it, dude. Seriously.
yeah, mate, that's how it goes, bro. It's like, well, it's either you do this or you become one of the people that we're just talking about who all they care about is hedonism, mate. It's like, what do I want in this current moment? What do I feel? What's my truth, you know?
Yes.
I want to be a woman today. It's like, no, mate, there are fundamental truths in this world, you know? And so you got to keep a rigid schedule in this world if you want to be true to your word, not be a hypocrite. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's so funny though. Like you said, like I feel like a woman today. So the fact that you feel like a woman today as a man, that means you just can go into a woman's bathroom. Well, it's like, what if you feel like taking a shit on somebody today? Can you just walk up to somebody and take a shit on somebody because you felt like doing
step, mate. Let's start with the trans people. Let's get all the trans. Let's put all the trans people. That's basically what we're gonna do. Let's get all the trans people, put them in women's sports. Then once people get used to that, we'll start shitting on people, and then we're going to start blowing up cars, and that's going to be a part of the society.
Exactly, they do it incrementally.
We're almost there. We're almost.
Yeah, oh, bro, we're there now, dog.
Yeah,
it's like look at the cars, dog. Like people like blowing them up. You know, people are shitting on the street. You know, it's like Baghdad over here.
And men are in women's sports. Biological males are in biological female sports.
Yeah.
It's
like the state of Maine, mate. The state of Maine is it a state? I don't even know. Maine's a state,
yeah,
right?
It is.
Yeah, right. It's
they're fighting
like they're refusing to bend the knee, mate. They're like, we want dudes in women's sports. You know, we're going to die on this hill. And Trump's like, all right, take all your funding away.
Well, what's crazy is I heard the governor say there's only really 2 athletes, male athletes, that are playing women's sports, and it's like, okay, if that's the case, why the fuck are you upending everything for those 2 people?
It's not that bad, guys. We only got 2 of the top.
Right, that's how she sees it. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, there's only 2 people that you're wanting to blow up the whole system. Like, let these people into women's spaces because there's 2 trans people in the state.
It's certainly a weird hill to die on.
Oh,
I was just going to say the moment like it happens in like a combat sport or something where physical happens and somebody like gets hurt or dies.
It has happened.
Where somebody's got like hurt or like died or something.
Yeah, dude. UFC fighters have been fucked up. Like, I mean, not
no,
UFC,
I mean
but like,
trans and so in other MMA.
There have been trans fighters that have that happened in the Olympics, for Christ's sake.
There was an MMA. There was an MMA fighter who was a dude who pretended to be a woman or whatever, fought this real woman and destroyed her face. You know, and then the boxing. You know, the Italian woman like refused to fight, and there was recently a fencing thing where a woman refused to. And
then they tried to say she wasn't a chick or she wasn't a dude. They tried to lie afterwards.
They lied. Yeah, they fucking lied, and it came out after the Olympics when everyone did fuck. You know, it's like, oh, bro, it's like what a great way to make the entire world think you're fucking retarded. You know, because men
doing a great job.
Because men everywhere, like every man across the world, they believe in like the stuff we believe. It's like men are very similar in our belief system. Most men, right? Men with masculinity in our brain, not
beta.
You're not pussies, mate. But what I was going to say,
I think most women are too. Like I think if you ask them,
but yeah, I think women tend to,
But most bitches
more
think the
about
fucking other way.
Feel, right? Dudes care a bit more empirically, so we look at we go, okay, I don't really give a fuck about how the little minutia of how this person feel. Oh, you feel like that. I don't give a fuck how you feel, mate. What are the numbers? What are the stats? And that's why you have women in your life, because women will care for you. They care about your emotional state, right?
Well,
Dudes don't care about themselves enough, so we don't care about the emotions of others or whatever. So we look at this shit, and it's just black and white for us. It's like, dudes are stronger, so ones pretend to be women shouldn't play against women. But then some people are like, well, how do they feel? It's like, I don't give a fuck how they feel.
Exactly.
Well, if we're going to go down that route, how do the people getting their faces pummeled in feel? You know what I'm saying? Probably hurts. That's probably how it feels.
And
in women that have worked their whole lives to be the pinnacle of their sport, and then a guy comes in and like takes their trophies and stuff.
What's the point of I thought women went through all this bullshit just to have their own little leagues, to have their league.
That's what's hilarious about feminism nowadays. Feminism defends trans and women's sports. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? That makes
one fell swoop. You're giving up so much women's rights with that.
Well, it's a shame, I feel bad for the women who care about this stuff, because most women don't. It's unfortunate, because you look at, just look at the statistics of viewership on WNBA. 70% of the viewership are men. The men who like fundamental basketball, who don't like the flashiness of the NBA. Only 30%.
Or like watching those titties bounce. down the court. I don't know.
Hey, bro, most of those people look like blokes. Let's be honest. So.
That's true.
If you're watching the titties jump up and down, I know what to tell you, mate. It's probably just balls.
Well, but then you'll have these women on like mainstream media or feminists talking about, these women need to be paid equal pay as the men in the NBA. And it's like, well, do you watch the WNBA? Do you go to the games?
Yeah. It's like, well,
no,
yeah, the
I've
people
never been to
that
one.
complain aren't actually helping fund the operation, and that
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they're not supporting it either.
Yeah, and you want them to get paid the same, but unfortunately, the WNBA hemorrhages money. I think it loses about $40 million.
The NBA subsidizes.
Yeah,
the
it's
WNBA.
completely subsidized by the NBA. The whole reason it still exists, like for the last 10 years, is because the NBA want to help them out. So it's like it's like what Bill Burr said in that comedy sketch. He's like, well, women wanted it, and now men have to watch it. It's another thing men have to do. But it's our fault, but we have to fucking watch it and fund the operation.
Exactly.
And you know what? By funding it, you're taking money out the pockets of the men's players.
Right.
Well.
And no women support it. Barely any
and
women
no women
go to the
support
game.
it, mate.
Right.
Who knew, mate? I guess that's the whole reason why maybe it shouldn't exist.
Yeah. I mean, on a professional level, like I get that,
Well, just
women
on
need
I think it should exist, but like on a heavily funded, nationwide, syndicated, station-wide, like no one's watching it. The only people who are watching it are old guys who feel bad.
It doesn't need to be played in arenas. Like there should be community leagues. It should go all the way through college, but like a professional sport that needs to like be a business and actually attract people there and, make money. It's not working. And they've given
I'll give you an analogy. You want an analogy that's great?
Yeah.
I made this up just then, mate. Okay. So if the men were watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? Those ladies going, if they were like, we want our own one called the Real Bros of the house husbands of fucking Santa Fe or whatever, and they didn't, because we don't give a fuck about what
Santa gay.
Oh, he said this. No dudes would watch it, so it'd be just chicks watching it.
Right.
And then it's like that. It's like exactly like that. It's like, why does it exist? Just to fill a void that 5 people thought existed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No one wants to watch a bunch of dudes gossiping in the same way no one wants to watch a bunch of ladies fucking doing layups,
Right.
Unfortunately, and this ain't me, I talk to my girlfriend all the time. She's like, she was almost a professional soccer player. So she's very good. She could kick my ass on the fucking soccer field. Tell you what, I was a basketball player, mate. But I was going to say,
blink once if you're trapped, Sloe Jack, and you need out.
Bro, I'm all good. She's great, mate. She's great. But at the same, she knows though. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much it's not a woman problem. It's just a fucking brain. I think it's mostly brain dead blokes, who think this, the dudes fighting on behalf of women, I don't even think it's women. Women know they're never going to beat the dudes at soccer. They just want to have their own league,
Right. And they should have their own league, and they shouldn't.
Good on them, mate. Good on them. They can play all they want.
This is the whole reason women's sports exist, because they can't compete with men.
Right. If it was a brain league, different, but physicality is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Testosterone is a thing. Estrogen is a fucking thing. What's that?
Well, there's the reason we watch, the reason men watch sports, because it's our replacement for the gladiator arena, mate. We just want to watch a bunch of dudes fighting each other, basically, and competing. We love competition. We want to see the best win and the worst lose. It's like, that's why when you go hang out with blokes, they all talk shit to each other, because everything's a competition with men. You banter, the whole idea of banter. You hang out with your mates and you talk shit. Oh, mate, you look fucking gay wearing that shirt or whatever. That's blokes just being competitive for the love of the sport. Right? We just love that idea. That's why we invented it back in Rome. We had these big buildings where you watch people kill each other, because it's like, it's like why we do it. And then the ladies, they do their thing. They like their own stuff, but it's just like, mate, it's like we need that, and there's no reason for the other one to exist, because the other gender doesn't fucking like it the same way,
What is with
watching it?
What is with the WNBA? Like, why is that the only, women's sport? Like, why is there not a women's football league now and a women's baseball
I'm guessing
league?
there is, but it's just not massive,
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know of any on a professional level. I'm not hip on it, but yeah, maybe there is. I don't
think there's a professional baseball league or football league for women. But
I'm guessing, I've seen a bunch of stuff, but yeah, NBA, for some reason, basketball has become a big thing, but I don't know, dude. I think it's just like NBA's always been on the tip of that progressive thing. I don't know if you guys saw it during all of its things, They're always pushing the stuff, I feel like it could have, I think they looked at it like a lucrative opportunity to have a second business attached.
I might watch women's football, though. I think that would be pretty cool. Hey, let's give it this. Women's UFC is fucking phenomenal. Those are
bro,
some.
I watched that, bro. I was watching the fucking pay-per-view the other night. Paddy Pimblett and Volkanovski.
Chandler, yeah.
Yeah, mate. Lopez versus Volkanovski. It was sick. My favorite was the two ladies. They fucking beat the shit out of each other, mate.
Yeah,
it was like two ladies at Walmart fighting over the last chicken. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, dude. Black Friday sales vibes, dog.
There you go.
Bashing each other up. Mate, I'd rather that. It's like more impressive to me because I'm like, yeah, I know dudes can fight, but when I see girls absolutely destroy each other, I'm like, holy fuck, you know, there's something about it, you know?
Yeah, man. Except I got to give it to Pimblett, bro. That fucking dude, I can't believe he murdered Chandler like that, dude. Like that was
he's a beast, mate. People were saying, oh, he doesn't have it in him. He's had easy matchups. You know, Dana White's giving him easy matchups. He had a fucking matchup that night. Fucking destroyed him, mate. Send him to Davy Jones' locker. You know what I'm saying? And then
he's calling out Gaethje and Oliveira, bro. And then I'm like, I think he could do it,
mate. Paddy Pimblett is the only British man I've ever liked.
Yeah, is he? British. I thought he was fucking Irish.
No, he's from Liverpool, so it's Irish immigrants to England. There's a history there. Makes sense.
Gotcha. Australia, did you ever see the movie Dumb and Dumber?
Of course I did.
Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Let's have another shrimp on the barbie. Absolutely. Yeah. We watch your movies, mate. We don't have our own, so apart from Mad Max.
Hey.
Mad Max is great.
They're the only movies we ever made, mate. That's our Star Wars. That's our fucking contribution to culture.
Hey, a great one.
Mel Gibson's one of my favorite, dude. We were playing his rant last week when he was fucking freaking out on his ex, who was like a fucking bitch sucking him dry from his money, and it was like he was just blowing up on her.
He's a crazy motherfucker, dude. I've seen some of his interviews. He's unhinged as fuck. But some of the things he agree with, some of the things I'm just like, all right, mate, calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious. You know, when you dropped that Jesus movie, and everyone was saying it's bullshit, and he's like, I'm done getting angry. And then the reporter kind of pissed him off and he got really angry.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I was like, all right, calm down, mate. You're being so Mel Gibson right now, dog.
For real. He had 3 years of like just crazy fucking Mel Gibson stories. Arrested for DUIs in the
dude.
precincts.
He's a maniac. So is Charlie Sheen, and I love him.
Yes, Charlie's the best. Winning.
Right, Charlie Sheen's fucking hilarious, mate. I don't even know what he did. I don't really give a shit because everyone does bad stuff behind closed doors or whatever. But at the end of the day, mate, I was looking at it in his interview with that chick, and he's like, do you think you're a good dad? Are there like drugs in this house? And he's like, you want some drugs and shit? It was so funny, dog. He is so funny. That's exactly how I want to conduct myself in interviews.
He's like, I'm on a drug now. It's called Charlie Sheen, and if you had any, you couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it's so funny, dude. He's just like, he's a funny guy. He's very funny, man.
Dude, he doesn't apologize for anything. Like, that's what I love about him. He does stupid shit, and then he gets, like, interviewed about it and, like, admits to it and just is himself. He's not like, I'm sorry I messed up and, like, it'll never happen again. He's like, winning.
Oh, bro, he's got balls. He's got balls, you know.
Winner, Sheen dinner.
Yeah, bro. It's like, but when you, like, when 2.5 Men comes on at daytime television, makes you want to watch it because it's like a real motherfucker. Like playing him, you know, you're like, oh, that's a sick dude right there. He was so dope, they got rid of him.
Right.
You know what I mean? They were so dope, they made the show again and they got rid of him because he was too unhinged. And I'm like, that's exactly why I like him, dog. He's a maniac.
And it was like his life, it seemed. Like they had him as like a musician or whatever, but it was like he was a playboy, just like a single dude dating chicks, you know, like having a good time. It was almost seemed like it was written for him.
It's almost like they cast him for the role because he was like that in real life.
Yeah, and then bitch about it when he like does the shit in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
it's like
they knew what they were getting into.
What? You guys like 2.5 Men? Well, I'm giving you 2.5 Men.
Yeah,
real life. You're welcome.
So, Sloe Jack, where'd you come up with your name, and where are you in your music? Are you making a record right now? You have a record out? You have something?
Yeah, I got a single dropping. I got a single dropping on the 30th. It's called Ride the Smoke. It's pretty sick. But what was going to say, so I'm just working on singles right now. Probably going to drop an album at the end of the year.
Cool.
Ride the Smoke, you said? What's the name of the single? What's the name of the single?
Ride the Smoke. It's about it's about drug use when you grow up white trash and getting into drugs and riding the smoke when you got problems or whatever. Yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm doing, bro. Just like keeping it real, doing my music. I've been doing my social media stuff to supplement that and been getting a big audience from that because I moved to the South and my whole aim was to get an audience of Southerners who got common sense and then make music that's got common sense for a common sense world that we're going into.
Good luck.
You know?
Good luck.
That's the thing, mate. And it's been working out. But yeah, that's how it goes, man. You gotta build audience your own way, and I don't really fuck with the contemporary music scene, so I'm not gonna try and fucking compete with the fucking morons who'll say exactly what people want them to say, you know.
Was that song written from experience or just something you've witnessed kind of seeing? Like, was it?
Oh yeah, bro. I grew up in the town that's #1 for meth in all of Australia. So I grew up in like Breaking Bad in real life, you know. Breaking Bad, Albuquerque, New Mexico kind of vibes, you know, where like you're in the outback and grow up and all your mates, you know, half your mates die of meth, the other half are meth heads, and so it's kind of like that's the way it goes, man. I only got out of it because I wrote a song in my car and got signed early in my life. So I was living in my car and I wrote a song and got out of there pretty good. So I was able to dodge all of that. But yeah, man, I was 15, addicted to coke and alcohol. So that's kind of what got me onto the path of Christ, you know.
Good for you.
There's got to be more to this world than cheap thrills.
How long you been free 100%. From chasing the dragon?
Mate, I've been running away from the dragon my whole life. But only recently, you know, have I really gone cold turkey-ish? You know, I dabble. You know, I'm in rock and roll. So
California sober, we get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, California sober. You know, rock star sober. So I'll go out and get hammered, but I've got control over my demons, man.
Good.
I realized, you know, you realize what kind of addiction you had once you're out of it, and I think I was pretty lucky because I was less addicted to the substance and the chemical reactions than I was to the actual getting fucked up. I was more addicted to the partying, right? Where you go out and you like forget about life. Didn't matter what you did. So I was kind of like, it wasn't like I need this, I need that. It was kind of like once my life becomes positive, I can go back and do lines and not have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? It's great.
The term I heard was garbage head for those people. They like to do anything. Like,
yeah, garbage head, man. You just like, you know, like a garbage filter or whatever you call it. The garbage disposal. You chuck whatever in there, mate. That's how it goes.
Wow. That's awesome.
You do any psychedelics?
Nah, bro. I'm you know, spiritual enough, you know. I don't believe in that kind of shit. You know, I've done shrooms and everything, but like I'm just kind of like keep it real, mate. You can find a tapestry of awesome shit in your own mind if you just tap into it. I feel like psychedelics kind of makes that voice a little bit quieter, you know. But
they say your mind can produce DMT.
Yeah, bro. Well, you know, that's what dreams are. So.
Sure. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the whole reason dreams exist, you know. I think that's the whole reason why it's in your brain. I think it's so when you're asleep, it releases DMT, and then it keeps your brain active so your brain doesn't die. Because if your brain doesn't think all the time, it's going to die. So I think while you sleep, you know, it keeps your brain moving.
Don't put that thought in my head, Slow Jack. I'm going to be thinking mate. Like
that's why, bro. That's why if you stop breathing for like 5 seconds, you'll become retarded. Because half of your brain cells will die. You know, that's like the whole reason why people do whippets. Have you ever done those?
Unfortunately, yes. I burned a couple of brain cells with that.
I heard you're in the vape industry, mate. So I was like, you've definitely heard of whippets and whatever you call it, mate. The little canisters of like fucked up chemicals.
Yeah, nitrous oxide for the listeners.
Straight up kills your brain cells, dude.
Totally, man. Totally.
Gives you a nice euphoric feeling, though. So good on you. Keep going.
It's funny.
For 30 seconds, you're like,
for like 10 seconds, and then you just are dumber for it. What a great thing. It's like jerking off, mate. It's no good apart from the fucking little bit at the end.
I watched somebody go from very brilliant in high school to like doing whippets like for 3 months straight, like every day, because you could buy them in New York City. Like you get canisters of them, and they had these crackers and balloons. It's like a whole fucking thing. Yeah. And this dude did them like for every day for like 3 to 6 months, and literally you saw him like go down, like where you couldn't talk to him.
Yeah.
Wow.
We called him Toast afterward because he was so burnt. Like that became his nickname.
Dude, that's a crazy. Imagine your nickname being Toast because you're so toasted. Bro, I did him once out of the trunk of some chick's car on the beach in Australia in Geelong. And I did it once, and I'm like, well, that was crazy. I'm not doing that shit again.
It's so dumb.
Like, it's one of those drugs you do, and you're like, that's got no fucking benefits to my fucking psyche at all. I'm just not going to touch it ever again in my fucking life.
Yeah. It's like, I really wonder what you would use. It's almost like if you needed to be fucking completely anesthetized and not be able to function for a little bit of time.
15 seconds.
Right. So
that's the thing, like, bro, I used to do a lot of ketamine. That's the thing about ketamine. It's like you get 20 minutes of like the body high of weed, but you don't get the fucking brain satisfaction or the health benefits, and you can fucking die doing it. And I'm just like, why wouldn't you just have an edible? You know what I'm saying? And like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. I was like looking at, and people do ket all the time, and I'm like, it's not like Coke where you get this unique feeling of euphoria and like heightened energy. It's like ultimate
Listen
caffeine.
to you,
right?
still liking the Coke euphoria. I heard that come out of your brain.
Mate, Coke never goes away, mate. I barely do it, but you know, if it's my rule is you never buy.
Shit, there you go.
Never buy, always try, mate.
Yeah, don't get high on your own supply. Rehab's for quitters. We get it, man.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
We preach it all out.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes, bro. You
gotta watch that nowadays in America with all the fucking.
Well, yeah, bro. I'm not gonna buy, especially off the dark web, mate. Oh, good thing I got Hollywood connections.
I got my fentanyl test kit right in my pocket for just the right occasion.
Funny,
you want a bump? Give me that. Let me shake it up here. No, they really do make that shit, and it's kind of wacky when you fucking have to do that to party. You know, you can't.
Yeah,
you
mate.
can't
Well,
trust
you know
what
what? You know what? Do all you want as long as you're not drinking Monster Energy and Red Bull, mate. That shit's worse for you than all that stuff combined. That like sugary concoction of trash. You might as well be drinking piss, mate.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, we just found out last week that drinking piss is good for you, dude. Ask your doctor.
Whoever told you that's full of shit. Full of shit and piss, mate.
So, but what you were just saying, dude, there's this drink called Ghost. This is not a plug, but I went and got a can last week and I drank it, and it says on the bottom, because I read afterwards, intended for 18 years or older. This shit made me feel like I was on an upper, like serious, like a cocaine high. Like I was like bouncing around.
Ghost is insane. Yeah.
Dude.
People do that shit. People in construction love those drinks because it makes you. It's like doing drugs on the job.
It totally was. I was in the middle of doing 5 things at once and doing them so well, and then like in the middle of doing, I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?"
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
like,
It's like It's like Adderall without the control.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Adderall
What's
at
in it?
least gives you like a controlled effort where you go, I'm gonna get this done, you get it done. Monster
Bobby,
makes you
pull
think
it up,
you can
pull
do
it
a bunch of shit, but you end up fucking just going, you know, back it out.
Chad, you got to try it, dude. It was like before I realized what was going on, I was fucking, like I said, in the middle of doing 5 different things. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And I read the can and it says intended for 18 years age or older. And I'm reading the ingredients. It was like 2,000 milligrams natural fucking caffeine, some other shit. And I'm like, whatever, dude. There's like some crack in there.
Crack attack.
Just like fucking half the can is powdered caffeine, you know?
Probably.
It's crazy. It truly, caffeine straight up. Oh, there we go. Sweet. For anyone who's watching here at home,
yes.
Use code.
Yeah. What does it show the ingredients somewhere,
40%
Bobby?
off a case of this shit. It'll make your fucking grandma come back to life, mate. You'll be talking to the living dead.
Bobby, you can see the back of the can and see what the ingredients are.
Yeah, like does it say nutritional facts somewhere?
He's on Instacart. He's ordering it.
Yeah, yes. Bro, he's not looking at it. He's not studying. He's in the middle of ordering it.
I'll stop this. Type in Ghost nutritional facts.
White grape flavor.
So I don't know if you've ever seen our show, Sloe Jack, but that's our retarded producer who it's like 3 times a charm for him. So we'll pull up, we'll get it right eventually. That's how we roll
there you go, mate.
on the Grace.
That's why you stay off the whippets, Bobby.
He's totally on the whippets, bro. He was who I was talking about, actually.
Fucking Bobby, mate.
Yeah.
Is that toast on the other end there?
So let me ask you this though, Sloe Jack. Getting back to your 3-year relationship, is she from Australia? You guys met back home?
Yeah, man. She's we met in the city. I grew up in the country, but I went to the city for a little bit. Did a bit of music stuff in Melbourne, just like based in New York of Australia, just like the business kind of city.
Yeah.
Met her on Tindy. So
yeah.
There you go.
Did you get to explore a little bit beforehand? We didn't. Yeah,
of course, bro. Yeah.
Yes.
Bro.
Okay. Cool.
I'm only human.
Yes. All right. Cool. That's a good song, by the way. Jason Mraz, Only Human.
Jason Mraz. Haven't heard that name in a while, mate. It's a throwback.
Yeah, dude. I like
he
how
fell off. I don't know what happened to him.
I know, and I like how
no one fucked with that little pork pie hat.
That's right. I did actually. I wore that hat before him. I want to take credit for that.
You look like the type of guy that wear a pork pie, mate.
100, brother. 100. And I like how his name, if you fuck around with it, Mraz is Mr. A to Z. And he was like known for rhymes and shit.
I did not know that shit. That's crazy. That's a cool tidbit, mate. You should hit him up and tell him that, or is that part of his branding?
It's part of his shit. So like back in the day, like I was a pretty big Jason Mraz fan. Like I think around the time I'm Yours came out a couple of years back. And so I started like listening to his older shit because he's been around for a while. and he used to do like these coffee house shows, and dude was fucking legit. Like he would be straight up rapping over an acoustic guitar freestyling.
Is he a New Yorker?
Virginia, but I think moved up to New York to make his...
he made like, that was like New York music.
Yeah. Yep.
New York rom-com music.
100%.
It gave off that vibe, you know, like two bitches in the city. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love it.
We need to bring back them shitty rom-coms, mate. That made date night easy, dude. Chuck one of those on, zone out. Pop an Eddie, sitting there fucking stoned, like, fuck yeah, they're going to choose each other. Fuck yeah, you know.
There are really no sitcoms anymore. Not you said rom-com, but I was just thinking there's really no sitcoms anymore. They used to be huge. And
there's barely anything good on the TV these days, man. You try like everything I don't know about you boys, but everything I watch is from the 90s. If I see 2020 and up, I get scared. So I'm like, this probably going to be some woke shit.
Right.
Be some stuff, you know, probably going to be like a 5'2" red-headed woman who's non-binary beating up these fucking 6'8" action. Have you seen those new action movies of the girl boss heroes, you know? I'm like, how's a girl supposed to look up to that? You know, it's just unrealistic. You know, it's like a dude who can. It's like watching a movie about a dude who can like fucking not die. It's like, oh, that's not inspiring because I can die.
But like, I could sometimes take Charlize Theron, but when you got Queen Latifah, who's like out of shape and fucking the superhero of the movie, I don't know.
I don't know a single cunt who went to watch Captain Marvel. I tell you what.
Right. Exactly. Stupid. Yeah, there's a series on Netflix called Black Mirror, which is pretty good actually.
Oh, Black Mirror rocks, dude. The first season.
Have you watched the latest season? The latest.
I haven't.
Yeah, so the latest season is out, and it's pretty good. I'm not going to give away anything, but there's I think it's the third episode that I watched. Of course, for no reason, it's lesbian, and you're just like, why? Why?
Yeah, it's like one of those situations where you just look at it, and I'm like, you know, I got nothing against lesbians, mate. You know,
no, me either. But
I understand it. One of my great friends
actually like lesbians. Wait, what are we saying here? What there was a lesbian couple and we had an issue with it?
No, I'm just saying it's in the show for no reason. Like,
it's like that's the thing about these shows. It's kind of like if aliens came down to Earth and watched our TV, and all they knew is our shows, our modern movies.
It's like making the Little Mermaid black.
There's like, for every black guy, there's a white guy. For every straight guy, there's a gay guy. But it's just not true. Like, it's like the majority of all people, all the consumers, all the people who go watch movies are like straight dudes and their straight wives and their straight kids. You know, I understand the race stuff because there's like a lot of black dudes or Mexican dudes. So I'm like, yeah, put them in there, chuck them in. You know, there's nothing.
Yeah, but why make the Little Mermaid black though? Like, give them like their own shit. The Little Mermaid was white. You can't just go and paint history.
Bro, it's like you know, like I don't have a problem with her being black, but it's the fact that they did it because of it's the reason, right?
It's cultural appropriation,
right? Because I'm watching it and I'm like, well, they only did it because they thought it would be some kind of woke
shit, yeah.
So I'm just like, well, you can put a black dude in a movie. I'll still watch. You know, I don't know if you guys seen the movie Creed with Michael B. Jordan or whatever those movies are.
Of course,
sick, bro. Or like even that fucking Wakanda movie was lit, man. I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't have to like look at, you know, anyone looks like me as like a dope ass African flick, you know what I'm saying? But it's like it was made for that purpose. It wasn't like, you know, it'd be a fucking sick idea, mate. Let's get this fucking white character that everyone like Snow White, who's literally in the name, right? Snow White.
Exactly.
Let's make her Latino.
Snow Black.
Yeah, and let's make her Latino and let's make the cast like the most obnoxious cunts of all time.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You know? But it's like it's just, you know, you watch it and it kind of when it's like breaks the fourth wall before you even press play. And that's like, it ruins the immersion, doesn't suspend disbelief, you know? And the whole part of the movie is you get into this world that's not reality, right? So you watch the movie and you're like, this is going to be something that can disconnect me from the stressful, busy work that I do in my day-to-day life. You go in there, you know, you watch Jason Bourne or fucking Die Hard and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah. You know, because it's just like a bunch of dudes kicking ass, makes sense, like literally makes sense. Physiometry makes sense. Like the people are big enough to fight each other. The characters make sense. You get a guy named Bruce Willis who looks like your everyman, and he looks like an everyman. He acts like an everyman. But when you get like a little 5 foot lady and she has the gusto of a fucking 6'8" bloke, and she can fight like a Marine, you know, it's like makes no sense.
Right.
All right. Mm-hmm. And it's just like you're like, it's disrespectful to an audience to think that they should stomach that bullshit, you know?
Well, they wokeify these shows or these movies, and then they blame the audience for not liking it.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we're getting trolled by people who don't like the movie. It's like,
it's their fault because they're racist or they're bigots or they're
Yeah, and then, but then you watch a movie.
But
if you watch the new Dune movie, right? It's got like, it's got a real nice diverse cast. It ticks all the boxes, but it's a good flick.
Right, exactly.
It's a good flick, mate. You watch it; it's set in this like Middle Eastern style place. So you put this like on that planet Arrakis or whatever. All the white dudes are on that British looking planet, and then all the the African looking dudes are on the African looking planet. It's like that makes sense. So you go to these planets, and it has like a cohesive idea, and it makes sense because they had to follow the fucking book. They would have done differently if they didn't have to. But I was going to say, but you watch
this is the only country that goes through any of that shit. Look at all movies that come out of Korea and shit. Like they're all Korean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you can
bro.
look at movies
bro. Like Japan doesn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, right.
Don't fall for it. They're like, that's the thing. Like, I don't like. You go to Japan. One of the things about Japan, you go to Japan, you could be a Japanese citizen, but if you're not born in Japan and be Japanese, you're not Japanese. Right. And that's the thing. It's like, and people go there, and you could be a white guy who moves to Japan, gets your little citizenship in Japan. You could be called, I'm Japanese, Jackson. But like, you go there, but they'll never say I'm Japanese.
Right.
And I think that's lit because I'm not. I'm actually not, because it goes deeper than nationality. It's culture. You know?
They could probably only say like, "Oh, I'm a citizen of Japan." Or
no, it's like I live in Japan, I love Japan, or whatever. You can't say as a Japanese person because you're not, mate. In the same way that like I get my green card, but I'll probably I'd consider myself an American citizen after I get my green card, but I'm not American because I didn't grow up, in the apple pie country.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Australia. I've always been Australian. In the same way, if one of you guys moved over to Australia, got a citizenship, I probably wouldn't call you Aussie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
you don't have the Aussie fucking mannerisms in the same way that I don't like cheese covered bacon, mate.
Yeah, I was gonna say most countries are homogenous, pretty homogenous.
Well, yeah.
Especially all the Asian countries, and India. I mean, the U.S. is one of the most diverse countries in the world. Australia's probably up there as well, but like, so that's why it's funny when these people all these lefties that are, anti-racist or whatever they want to call themselves, they shit on America. It's like, we're the most diverse country in the world. Go to China, go to Japan, go to India, go to Iraq. I mean, go to any Middle Eastern country. They're all homogenous. Like there's barely any diversity in those countries.
Yeah, it's like and it's like, I don't give a fuck about appearance, mate. You're a black dude, you're white dude. I don't really give
exactly.
a fuck. But if you come to a country like America, assimilate in the same way that I assimilate when I come here, right?
Absolutely.
I treat the place with respect. I pick up after myself. I went to a room and leave, and I don't want people to know I was there in the same, because I'm clean and I'm fucking.
Oh, you're not shitting on the floor?
No, I'm not shitting on the floor, believe it or not. I'm actually quite respectful. Was going to say, but come here and you treat the country with the respect it deserves, because it's a nation that you're not from. So you come here and you're like, okay, so what's the culture? American culture. Okay, this is what the American culture is. Good thing I'm Australian, it's quite similar. But you come here and it's like, I got to be a part of the culture and become assimilated, right? And that's the great word, assimilation. It's not about your fucking skin color. This definitely isn't the white man's country. This is one of the most diverse countries, as you guys said. But it's a cultural thing. Anyone brought up in America understands that. But people who come over and refuse to assimilate, in the same way that Californians will move down south and then expect the Southerners to bend the knee to their little whims, and they're going to start voting blue and this and that. No, it's not how it works, mate. These people are Southerners. They're rednecks, mate. They like it down here the way it is.
They're
so if you're coming down here for a better life, come down here and participate.
Exactly.
They're moofy cunts.
It's true.
Yeah. Mufti cunts, mate.
Mufti,
exactly.
that's
I want to. Next time I watch this podcast, I hope you guys use that a couple more times.
Dude, mufti cunts. What is the big national sport in Australia? Not soccer, but we have football and stuff like that.
Australian rules, maybe.
We have Australian rules football, which is like an alternative version of rugby, but we've also got rugby. So we like the egg sports, the egg-shaped ball sports.
That's right.
It's like how America's, your gridiron or your American football, which I fucking like, by the way. Go Chiefs.
No,
mate.
you got that rugby is serious shit, dude. That's way more intense than our football.
Australian rules.
You should watch Australian rules. Yeah,
yeah.
Australian rules is insane. I got all my mates onto it here, and they're all fans. They think
it's a more
nuts.
brutal form of American football with no.
Mate, it's like
pass.
MMA. It's like MMA, yes. Rugby, and NFL mixed together. It's
right, exactly.
Up. Yeah. Oh. Just field goals too. There's no fucking touchdowns.
That's awesome.
It's fucking brutal, dude. They
fucking
kill each other.
Yeah, they kill each other. People died. I grew up playing it, mate. Got multiple concussions. I think that's why I'm called Slow Jack.
Oh shit.
So is it a goal for Australians to want to come to America to make it, or is this just kind of your thing?
Well, I'm just in the music business. So the biggest market here is in America. I also grew up, listening to rock and roll, and that's the American genre of music. So I love it. So I came here, and I got lots of friends here. I'm also signed to Universal, which is an American institution. And being from Australia, there's no money. You're working class, or that's it. So you come here, and if you have dreams, mate, it's always been this way. It's less so now because economy stuff. But you go to America if you want to make it big in this world, and that's how it goes.
How does it feel in Australia? Like in America, we feel over here like we're the best. We don't worry about people coming over here invading. Like, I feel like Australia kind of feels like that too. I feel like you guys feel like you're safe. Like nobody's coming and fucking with you.
No one fucking gives a fuck. We're just like we hate our government. We hate everything. We hate. We're like Australia's the most anti-government country. We're like Eastern Europe, mate. We don't give a fuck about the oligarchs, mate. We just vote. There's this party called the Sex Party, and then there's another one called the Pirate Party. One of them wants Australia to become a bunch of pirates, and the other one wants them all to have sex with each other, and we just vote for them.
So one wants them to become pirates. One wants them to become pirates. The other one wants them to become butt pirates. I got
butt pirates, ass wranglers, mate. Booty. Arr. But I was going to say, funny. But in Australia, we don't really, we're a very, very smart nation in terms of our strategy. So we're deep allies with America and Canada. So, it's like for that, we export a lot of our minerals to you guys. And in return, we got a lot of protections. And that's how it goes with America. Unfortunately, you guys got to pick up some of that fucking slack with our weak fucking countries, no guns. But,
we're gonna get those minerals from Ukraine next, or we're pulling out.
Mate. Let's hope China starts paying their fair share, and you guys can start doing all that shit in your home turf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're working on that. China's in a tough spot right now.
Oh, they're
rocking a hard
dude.
spot. Rocking a hard
bro.
spot.
I think it's fun. It's fun to watch what Trump's doing because Trump is treating America
like a business.
He's treating it like a business, man. He's the president of a corporation right now, and he's going to the other big business. He's fucking Coca-Cola and China's Pepsi. He's going over there and saying fucking nah.
It's worse. It's like
Not
fucking
anymore.
RC Cola or whatever the fucking knockoff.
China's fucking scary, mate. I wouldn't call them RC, mate. I'd call them fucking Pepsi because they're freaky, mate. They're big and they're a big bad country, and because they're so rich because they got slave labor. They got a giant population of endless slaves. It's like America without morals, mate. It's like you go over there. It's like if Coca-Cola, right, paid Pepsi to make their drinks. Send them their liquid Coke recipe, and they'll make the cans. And then China bottles their own version of that drink and calls it Pepsi. And these people, we can't even sue them, like you guys said earlier. You can't sue them. So they literally bottle the Western drinks, sell them as Pepsi,
right?
And then they'll charge out the ass. And they'll fucking that's how it works, mate. And you can't even fight them. So Trump's going up chest to chest with them like a real man and saying, you know what, cunt?
Yep.
Nah. And it's like that. It takes real balls, and I think Trump's playing the long game. So I hope Trump. It's a bit risky, because tariffs haven't been the dominant force in American income and GDP since before World War II. So it's been a long time.
1913 was when the IRS was launched.
So like around World War I, mate. So it's like a real thing because America obviously, created those taxes, as like war bonds and things like that to help the American people get back. I was going to say, but yeah, man, it's like, Trump's getting there with a 1-2, and let's hope it works out. If I was a liberal, mate, even if I was hard left, I'd hope Trump proves me wrong. Because if it works out, no taxes for Americans, mate. That'd be sick.
It's crazy. You could hate Trump all you want, but you should still root for him. You are an American citizen. Like you should.
That's the whole point. It's the whole point. You have opposing parties. You still hope they prove you wrong.
Yes.
The outcome's great for everybody.
For the country. Exactly.
Yeah. It's not like you don't hope Trump destroys America just because you don't like the guy himself. It's like
100%. Slow Jack, what type of so is the music you're producing like the 90s grungy stuff? I know you said you were into it, but is that kind of the route you're going?
Yeah, man. I'm like in a mix between that and like something like Kid Rock, Southern country, Southern. I'm a big Stone Temple Pilots guy.
Sweet.
I like that Southern twangy grunge feel.
Yeah,
so I like organic instrumentation and lyrics about what it's like growing up, trashy and stuff like that. So my music's like a great. Yeah,
Leonard Skinner.
Of course, mate. Yeah, of course, mate. Freebird all day, baby. Every time I fly back home or I fly to Europe or whatever for a thing, I'll come home and when I'm coming back to America, I'll play Freebird when I'm landing because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
But what was gonna say? But
that's scary. Didn't the guys from Skinner die on a plane, dude? That's a crazy
some of them
song.
did. Some of them did. Good thing there's like 47 of them.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep replenishing. They're like ants.
They survive.
You don't even know who the main one is anymore. You don't even know who's singing. There's like 20 guitars, you know?
You should put on This Is the End by the Doors. It probably has the same sentiment as you're going down the plane. You like the Doors, dude? The Doors are cool, dude.
What about the Final Countdown? How about that one?
Oh, yes. So all I picture when I hear that song now, I don't know if you watch the show, but there's a show called Arrested Development. And Will Arnett was on there as a character, Job, and he was a magician. And he would play that shit and he would dance around, dude. It was so funny, man. I love that show.
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro. It's all good shit, man. I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, bro. The grunge stuff's like, it's right, man. You know, I make similar stuff to that, but I just kind of add a little bit of hip hop in there. I rap a little bit on there. So it's like a bit for everybody, but mainly for dudes who, you know, like monster trucks and got rat's tails and those kinds of blokes. You know, dudes who like Limp Bizkit, and that's the type of shit I'm into. You know, that's the type of shit I make music for. You know,
very cool.
No gay shit where you're at. I hear you.
None of that gay shit, mate. You know, you can be gay all you want, but you probably won't like my music, mate. There's not enough,
right. What do you got on your neck here?
In there.
What do you got on your neck? Is that an MS-13 tattoo, bro?
Oh, mate. So basically, can't be saying that. The fucking ice will pull up to my front doorstep, mate. No, it's just it's hard to see, but it's fine line. But it's just that it's a knight in shining armor with a bunch of swords in it. It just represents, you know, moving forward and not dying.
Dope. How'd that feel?
You know, huh?
How'd that feel? That seems like
I got tattoos all over my body, bro. The fingers hurt the most, but the neck didn't really hurt. It's like a bicep if you ever got any tattoos. If you get like one just on a flat piece of muscle, it's just easy. But the closer to the bone you get, so there's not really much bone in your neck apart from the back of it. So
man.
Wow.
I got a finger tattoo years back, and as I'm going to get it, the tattoo artist says to me, he's like, just so you know, before he does it, he goes, just so you know, this is one of the more painful spots to get a tattoo. I'm like, why would you tell me that before you do it, dude?
Bro, tattoos don't hurt, mate. People who cry over that shit, bro, it's just like, it stings for 5 minutes. It's like, for anyone who hasn't got a tattoo before, it's like getting someone with sharp nails to scrape across your skin. It doesn't even hurt. It's like if you've ever been pinched by anybody, that hurts way more. But what's going to say, it's like, it's an itch. It's like it's like a painful itch, but it also scratches itself. So it kind of like itches and scratches itself. Anyways, but yeah, bro, like, you know, I was in LA and I was in the Mexican area. Me and my girlfriend were just walking around. We're in this real dangerous area. We don't give a fuck, you know. I was gonna say we walked in this tattoo parlor. This Mexican dude. He heard my music and gave me a free finger tat. So shout out that bloke. Forgot his name.
Fuck yeah.
But, yeah, man.
Yeah, that deserves a plug.
Yeah, I forgot his name. So unfortunately, the plug is going to be kind of
null and void.
Translation, mate.
Yeah, man. Yeah, mate. Dude, you're gonna have me talking in an Australia accent for a couple days now, dude. I get addicted to it. I fall into it.
I got a housemate named Blaine. He's from Kansas. He's got that like I'm from Kansas, but he says mate all the time now. It's so funny, dude. But actually, I find myself saying American words too instead of like cup of water. I'll say water.
Yeah.
Or instead of saying thank you, sir, when someone gives you something or whatever, you go sir. So it's like little things like that because when you go to places as an Australian, some people can't, especially in the South, people don't understand some of the words you say. Like if I say, oh, that's a fucking, you go at someone's house and you're going through a tour of their house and they're like this, and they show their bathroom and you're like, oh, that's a sick bath, and they're like a what? And I'm like a bath. So the words that you struggle to fucking translate are the ones that change first. So I'll say water just to make it easy for the server. And then out of repetition will become part of my lexicon.
Dude, whatever you do, don't fall into that horrible Kansas accent. That's one of the most unattractive American accents out there. Don't let that bloke hear you, mate.
He'll strangle you with corn. So
well,
he'll get the corn, and basically what he'll do is he's a big motherfucker, dude, a linebacker. I'll watch out.
we only speak the truth on the Gracious too, so I got to put it out there. And you're a guest on the show. I got to point you in the right direction, dude. The American ladies,
as you know, it's a gracious thing to do. So
yes. Now you know
the truth hurts.
No, it is just funny. So somebody who comes from like the Northeast, though, and it's so not true. It's just like where my brain goes. It's like you hear somebody talking the little slower Kansas twang. I'm like, this guy's an idiot.
Really?
And he's
I like
not.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that shit. I like the stronger accents. So I'm not a big fan of the coastal accents because they sound a bit too plain Jane. So
especially Cali.
I love the Alabama, Tennessee, or the Tennessee twang. I like when people sound like sound like they'd never been educated, mate. That's what I like.
You like that, yeah.
I
You
like
don't
that shit, mate, because that's kind of what I'm like, you know?
Yeah, is education not like cool where you're from? It's not.
It's like, bro, I was out of school at 15, so I didn't really ever go to school, dude. I've kind of always gone fuck school, fuck
Good
all
for
that
you.
mainstream shit where people go, let's go into the building and teach you what to think and get you nice and prepared to work a desk job, so you know just enough to paper push, but you don't know enough to question why you're fucking doing it.
Preach.
So I was like, you know, I'm gonna get out of school at 15, work my own way out through life, and it's been the best thing for me. But when you grow up in, you know, towns like the one I grew up in, you know, education's just a choice.
How'd you get out at 15? Was this something your parents had to sign off on, or were you just?
I was out of home at 15. So my mum was a drug addict, so it wasn't really hey mum, can I leave school? It was kind of like just left school. Yeah, it's like there's less, you know, you don't have to sign a permission slip when you grow up like that.
Wow. There's no, so like, you know, in America, they'd be knocking on your door, right, Chad? Like, wouldn't DIFUS be coming by trying to get you back in school? Like, if
I'm pretty sure something happened like that. I can't remember. It happened out of, because I basically went to the school and I had like one run in with the teacher, because I had a teacher who's a fucking maths teacher, who's a fucking asshole, and used to call me stupid Jack when I walked in. And so I told him to go fuck himself, walked out of school. I'm guessing I fucking like threw a chair and shit. I'm guessing I got expelled. So I'm pretty sure it was like you know, I was already out the door. So
right.
But bro, it doesn't really matter, dude. Like,
yeah.
And
rock
then,
and roll.
like, yeah, bro, but it's like, bro, it was the best thing I ever done, because I wouldn't be here, because I'd probably chasing a degree or some dumb shit.
They say things happen for a reason.
Bro, big time, mate. Trust the Lord.
Thank God you told those mufti cunts to go fuck themselves. Slow Jack, the way we do it here is we always leave the audience wanting more. We just introduce them to the guest, and then, you know, we jerk them off and don't let them come type of deal. So we'll have you back on in the future. If you want to let the audience know where they can find you, please let them know.
Yeah, if you want to find me anywhere, just search up Sloe Jack, SLOEJACK, virtually fucking anywhere, and you'll find me. Check out my music. Thanks for having me on, boys. You're fucking 100%. Gracious, mate. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's awesome.
Peace out, boys. Have a good one.
Slow Jack.
Peace.
Thanks, buddy.
Slow motherfucking Jack, ladies and gentlemen. Fun guest. We'll definitely have him on again. Chad, good
absolutely.
one.
Absolutely.
We'll see the guest tomorrow. Did you talk to our boy?
Yes.
All right.
Clint is ready. Clint Wells from the Morgan Whalen Band. He plays guitar, so it should be fun.
Yes. Fun. 3 shows in a week. You guys owe us big time.
Hey.
You jerk us off. We love you a long time. All right, let me go black screen if I can.
See you, everybody. Remember to watch everything.